Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how we're going to work with Audacity. Let's go to File, Open, and choose the exploded version of the text we've got to practice with. I'm going to choose Bob, the Strike and the Coach, exploded. So we open the file. And what we're going to get is this. Both channels, if the sound is recorded on stereo, and the sound waves. We'll notice immediately that this is a exploded version because of the silent gaps. I'm selecting some of them with the mouse, click and drag, and if we want to play back, you see there's nothing here. But the reason why these silent gaps are being introduced one by one is you need space to repeat after the master. So this is what you're going to do. The objective of lab work is to listen to a native speaker model and try to imitate this model. So we begin from the beginning.
Hi.
Silent gap.
You're looking well.
Silent gap. Silent gap. So those are the gaps that we need in order to have time to repeat after the master, trying to imitate as closely as possible. And later on we're going to be able to hear both the master and our own voice repeating after it. How are we going to do that? Okay, you can see that there's a set of buttons here. Pause button, playback or play button. This is the stop button, which is inactive at this moment because nothing's playing. This square becomes yellow, and these are skip to the beginning or skip to the end. And this button is the one we're going to use very often, which is the record button. Again, it's inactive because there's nothing going on, but the moment we press this button in this version of Audacity, which is the one you're going to use, a new track will open, similar to this one but empty. And I'm going to do the lab work you're supposed to do for you to listen and see what happens. So I click on record, the red round dot there.
Hello, Bob.
Hello, Bob.
Hi.
Hi.
You're looking well.
You're looking well.
Thanks.
Thanks.
And so are you.
And so are you.
You got back safely then?
You got back safely then?
Yes, we arrived this morning.
Yes, we arrived this morning. I've just paused the recording. As you can see, this button is depressed and the recording stops here. I know that my voice is going into the system because I can see the microphone volume, which is relatively high, you can tell from the color. So I know that if I release this pause button, it will continue recording.
This morning?
This morning?
I thought you were due back a couple of days ago.
I thought you were due back a couple of days ago.
That had been the plan.
That had been the plan. So now I'm going to directly stop it with the yellow button. And you can see that whenever I select a silent gap in the master track, which is this one at the top, these two, the master track, in the student track, there's my voice. And during my gaps here, my silent gaps, simultaneously, there is the master track. This is because I've been repeating right after the master. I also want you to see that there's a little panel to the left. This is the name of the recording here. And I can select the master track now, or I can select the student track now. The one selected with the click of the mouse becomes grey, both here on the tab and also here. The whole track, student's track, has been selected. If I click on this area, the one I'm showing you with my cursor, then this will become a darker grey and the whole of the sound wave is going to be selected. If I want to deselect this area, I click anywhere once without holding it, and the cursor is going to come here. You can see the little hand pointing to the cursor line. Whenever you want to select a portion of a sound wave, you need to make sure that the cursor is where you want it to be. So if I want to select this, I first want to click somewhere before or after. I chose before, earlier than that, and then click, hold it and drag. And that means that I'll be able to play only this portion